Hello everyone, and now I have been loving Halo Infinite so much. I think it is an amazing game and a great sequel to both Halo 4 and Halo 5. However, I have some nitpicks with this game and today I want to talk about them. Now I want to make it very clear that these are just nitpicks that I have with the game. I am not saying that I dislike Halo Infinite. I actually really love this game. I personally think it's a 9 out of 10. These are just some issues that I have with the game. Also, I am planning on doing this with other video games that I like, so don't worry, I'm not just doing this for Halo Infinite. So let's go ahead and get started with some of my nitpicks. Now, I do not know about anyone else, but I personally love the Covenant weapons in Halo. I especially love all of them in the previous Halo games, like the Plasma Rifle and the Covenant Carbine, and I'm actually really disappointed that these guns aren't in this game. I honestly feel like Halo Infinite has less Covenant guns compared to any other Halo game. And I know many people might say, well, we're fighting the Banished, not the Covenant. But I feel like they still could have put them into the game and have some of the Banished use them. I just would have liked to use these weapons while exploring Zeta Halo. I also think it would be nice to use every weapon that has been in Halo Infinite. I think that would have been a really nice thing to have. Now, this is probably just an issue that I have, but I really love assassinations in the previous Halo games. I really dislike that they aren't in this game. They just look, the assassinations, they look really cool. They really make me feel so badass whenever I do them. And I honestly just wish they were in the game just because how much I love doing them. 343 should have just put them in the game. I don't know why they didn't. Alright, I know this will upset some people, but I do not like the boss fights in this game. I have never liked the boss battles that Halo has had in the past. I wish Halo would honestly stop having boss battles. There are so many boss battles in this game, and they are all just bullet sponges with how fast you lose ammo. I just wish they weren't in the game. Narratively, it makes sense, but it isn't fun to fight these guys. And the thing is, something can make sense narratively, but gameplay-wise is not fun. The Warden Eternal in Halo 5 is probably the perfect example, and everyone complained about that. Narratively, it makes sense. He's supposed to non-stop show up, but in the game, he got very annoying to fight. And people complained about it, which, in my opinion, they should have. They should have complained about his boss fight, because, after a while, the Warden Eternal, his boss fight was not fun, and people, frankly, they need to complain about the boss fights in this game as well, because they aren't fun, they are just bullet sponges, and I do not like them. Now, this might just be me, but I do not like the driving in this game. Halo has always had good driving controls, but I do not like the driving in Halo Infinite. I honestly prefer walking everywhere instead of driving, just because how bad the driving is, in my opinion. Previous Halo games have actually done a good job with the driving controls, so I honestly don't know why they messed up on this one. Halo Infinite, it feels way too fast, it's hard to control, and I don't know if it's just because you have an open world, but the older Halo games, they were so much easier to control to where I actually wanted to use these vehicles. I don't even remember the last time I even used a Warthog while playing Halo Infinite, just how bad the driving is. Now, this one is probably extremely obvious because I love the Prometheans, and I have said this many times, but I really do not like that the Prometheans are not in this game. In my opinion, the Prometheans are the best thing that was introduced into Halo. I just love the lore behind them, I love how they look, their weapons, and it just feels so wrong without having them in the game. I totally think 343 should have put them into Halo Infinite. They shouldn't have listened to the babies who were screaming and crying every time 343 did anything. But I'm not going into that. I've complained about that so many times in the past. I love them in both Halo 4 and 5, and I just wish they were in Halo Infinite, just because how great these enemies were. I do think the Prometheans are some of the best things that 343 introduced into Halo, if not the best thing. And I really wish they did not listen to frankly in my opinion, the babies who screamed and cried about every single little thing 343 did with Halo 4 and 5. But again, I'm not going into that. So either way, thank you all for watching. I Again, I'm not saying I disliked Halo Infinite. I really love it. I do think it's 9 out of 10, because I love it. I don't know how many times I could say that, but these were just some nitpicks that I had with the game. So, thank you all for watching. See you guys all later.